Hi guys, I'm Ree.
It's me, Mar.
And this is the Need to Know. So guys, today we don't have a guest, but it's us again. So we're gonna have a nice little spicy topic. I gotta make it spicy for y'all because we don't have no guests and it's just us again. We got some for y'all though. Next week we got a guest. Today's topic is nice. You know, we gotta bring up sex again some way, somehow, some type of way. You already know what it is. So today we're gonna talk about the hype about sex. I had a conversation with somebody earlier today and you know, they asked me, like we were just talking about something and then like it went into the topic that they did on their show and we was like, oh well, and I was like explaining, you know, how I felt about, you know, what sex is and like how in a relationship or whatever you're doing, like sex is not a necessity. So what we're gonna do right now is tell you if we think sex is a necessity. Well, you know my answer, but Shamar here has to say, you know, what he thinks. So he's gonna write in a card right now. He's gonna write if he thinks sex is a necessity or it's a desire. And then we're gonna see at the end of the show after we have our conversation what he wrote on this card. So you already know me. I already told you that I think that sex is not a necessity. I think it's a desire. It's not something that, you know, should be, what should I say, should be a part of a relationship until like it's necessary. Yeah, until it's necessary. So I'll tell you what I actually said to this person. I got you, it was a long paragraph. I had to read it. All right, so basically, I was like, we think that sex is a necessity, and it's not. Sex is a desire. We think that we need it because of how easy it might be. So we think, oh, why not just use that to an advantage? Sex is not something we need to live. Sex is not something we need to live. We need stability, we need comfortability, we need someone that understands us and supports us. Sex is something that we need to get. Sex is something that we need, that we get after all the needs emotionally are fulfilled. It shouldn't come before that because that's what's just gonna put weight on each person when it's not supposed to be. There are people who can either detach the two or they can't. So the people who can't think that sex is a necessity, which makes the relationship harder to maintain and to manage. So my first question is, do you think that sex makes a relationship harder to manage and maintain?
To a certain degree, but I feel like overall, you know, for starters, I feel like sex depends on the person. Sex is sex. We don't know what sex is, but I feel like it's the personalities and the people that come together that makes it what it is, in a sense. So for example, if you have somebody a sex addict, you know what I'm saying? Like obviously they're gonna feel like sex is a necessity, like you gotta do it from day one, or like they're gonna want sex like 5 days out of the week. I mean, I wouldn't mind that, but like, you know, there's some people who are more conservative, like yo, they want the vibe, they want the emotion, the attachment, like you want to feel a connection before heading into something that big. So I don't know, for me, I feel like it all depends on the person. Personally, for me, I feel like I could handle sex from the beginning. Like I don't necessarily need a connection per se, but I can understand why, you know, like to a certain degree, I agree with what Serena texted, but at the same time, like sometimes I don't need a connection to, you know, get sex. But that's only because I don't put sex on such a
high pedestal.
Yeah, I just feel like sex is sex. Like it's all about hormones and how you feel at a certain moment, and you know, you get it off, man, poof, you back to normal. So
the next question is, can you detach the two?
What, sex in a relationship?
No, yeah. So to detach the two, like sex, not sex in a relationship, but sex and your emotions. Like those are the two things that you have to detach when it comes to sex and when it comes to any type of relationship, any type of anything. Like sex and your emotions are important because either they're gonna combine or they're gonna be separate. And a lot of people can't separate the two. One thing is that, as we said this before, especially me, I say that men in particular separate the two all the time. They separate their emotions and sex because at the end of the day, a man is always gonna want to get off their nut. Like a woman could do the same thing, but a woman, like everyone says, is more emotional. In actuality, women can separate the two, but it's not likely. You understand?
Yeah.
So can you separate the two?
Me, I can. Like there were times where I had I had sex and there was no emotion behind it. Like it was just to get it off. But I think it is possible to separate, but I think it's very hard to for both sides. Like I know a lot of guys who like have emotionless sex. Is that a word?
Emotionless sex.
Yeah. I know a lot of guys that do that, but I feel like in some ways there's always an emotion behind it. Like whether it's anger, whether it's you feel loved or I don't know. For me, I feel like it's really hard to separate sex and emotion because sex without emotion is weird. Like it's possible to do, but I just find it very weird to. I don't know. Like I could separate the two, but it's gonna be really hard to do that.
Okay, so what we're gonna write on the cards now is how do we detach the two? Okay. That's a hard question.
Yeah.
Like you guys should ask yourself the same question because it's like when you have sex with somebody, it's like what do you look for first? Like, so we're gonna answer while you think about it as well. So when you look for somebody to have sex with, what do you look for? Like what's the first thing that you want them to have? Like what's gonna stand out? Like what's the first thing that's gonna stand out to you to be like, yeah, I want her, like I wanna have sex with her, like she gonna get it for me, like
So basically, like, what's the biggest turn on?
Yeah, like, and it's like when you think about that, it's like, when you think about that, how does that different? Oh wait, I can't ever say that word. How does it between like from the regular person that you would like want to get with, you want to build with, like how do those two like separate? Because we're talking about detaching the two. So when it's detached, what happens when it's together? Like, so that's what you got to think about. Okay, now that it's detached, when it's together, it's like, oh, like I want to vibe with them. I want them to, smile at and laugh at my jokes and da 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 da, like stuff like that. That's when it's like both of them is together. When it's detached, that's what we wrote. The second thing is like, when you're in the bed together, it's like, what do you do? What don't you do? What do you do? What don't you do? Like, what's emotionless sex? Like, that's what you got to think about. What's emotionless sex? So what do you do? And it could be the same thing when you do something with them emotionally, because, that's probably just the type of person that, you are. Like, sex is something that, you like to do. So even if it's detached, you probably would do the same thing when it's emotions involved. A lot of people is like that. Some people don't. Depends. Like, for example, guys would want a girl to suck their dick, but wouldn't want to do the same to them. Like they wouldn't want to give the girl, like eat the girl out or blah blah blah. That's certain. And then some guys be like, damn, like I'm having sex with her, what the fuck? Like, so what don't you do that you would do? Like, what do you do when you detach that you wouldn't do or vice versa? Ooh, this is mine. I hate, the one that I wrote, I hate. Like, I'd be like, damn, like. Okay, so we're gonna do 3. So this is the last one. All right, so I think this is important. So when you have emotionless sex, do you want them back? Do you want it to occur again, or do you just want to be like, all right, that's it? All right, so we're gonna come back to this and share what you guys have been. Okay, so what else did I say that we should talk about in my little? What else did I say? What do you think? What else did you want to say?
About sex?
Yeah, about this topic. Oh, I got you. So I'll talk about how, like, cause I said I didn't think it would. I say that it's a desire. I think it's a desire only because you ever read the play A Streetcar Named Desire? Killing me, man. Killing me. What did y'all read in high school, man? All right, so if you read it, if you know what I'm talking about, A Streetcar Named Desire, it's about a lady, a couple, and this is very because I don't remember all of it, but I remember some of it. But basically, the streetcar in that town was named Desire, and I hope you guys know what a streetcar is, but basically the lady that comes to visit her little sister, she's trying to get away from where she's from. She's trying to get away from her past. She's running from her past, and her husband, the sister's husband, is looking at her why do you act like this? You know, like, you're not even like that. And she's just trying to, she's basically how we would say she's bougie. Like, she doesn't, like, she thinks that she's on a higher pedestal than the sister and the husband, and she's just like, she's better than them. And, you know, like, she really doesn't got nothing. She don't have nothing. And it's like, she just, you know, she to make her money, she was a prostitute, basically. A desire, like, so basically, like, desire is like, she don't have a desire for it. She's not, you know, she's just doing it to use it as something. It's so, like, a woman, it's easy to get something because a woman is gonna throw themselves at you. And it's like, oh, you know, I can get it. Because it's like, I got it. Like, a man is gonna want something from you regardless, and a woman's gonna want something from a man regardless. But it's like, it doesn't always have to be that. It's like, you have to throw yourself at them. So it's like, I'm making you want me. I'm making you want me. So it's like, if I can make you want me, I can make the next person want me. I can make this person want me. I can make you want me. I can make anybody want me. And it's like, now it's a desire because it's like, I want it. And it's like, I want it. The desire is to want something. So it's like, now I want it. But if I don't want it, it's like, I want something more, you know? So it's like, sex is gonna come more after that because you fulfilled what's necessary. You fulfilled the support that you need, or, you know, you fulfilled the communication that's necessary to have with your partner or whoever it is. It's like, if you just have sex with somebody, it's like, your wants is done. You don't need that person no more. That's it. Bye. See you later. Like, you fulfilled your want, but you didn't, and so your desire is gone. Like, your desire for that person is gone. Your desire for, you know, to lay down with them is gone. It's like, you just wanted to, right? So a desire is, you get it, you get out. Like, and it's like, you don't, so it's like, that's it. You don't want that person no more. Your necessity is, oh, you wanna vibe with that person. You wanna lay down with them. You know, you wanna talk to them. You wanna wake up next to them. You wanna this, you wanna that. Like, you wanna grow with that person. So it's like, your desire to have sex is like thrown out the window, because it's like, you already have something else that fulfills that space of sex.
So for me, I feel like sex is, I agree with Serena. Like, the whole, I feel like it's a desire, but I don't know, to a certain degree, like, I kind of stand on the necessity side. So it's like if, like, the line here, and like, this is a desire and necessity, I'm kind of like here, but like,
you're on the line?
Yeah, like, my foot is like touching necessity a little bit. Only because, I don't know, for me, like, in the relationships I've been in, and I'm pretty sure gonna come up in the future as well, yes, the emotion, like, the, you know, vibe and energy and, you know, attachment, connection does come into play first. But I don't know, for me, like, I feel like there comes a certain point where it's like, we kind of need to have sex. Like, for example.
But why do you need to have sex? Like,
it's
this is the question that we're trying to answer. Like,
yeah.
This is the question that we're trying to answer at the end. Like, why do we need sex? Like, why is sex so important? Why does sex have to be in something? Why can't it not be? Why can't two people of opposite sex be friends? Like, you see, like, without having a sexual attraction, like, you can find somebody attractive, that's fine, but it's like, why does sex have to come into the mix all the time? Like, why is sex so important to everybody? Like, that's the question that we're trying to answer. I get to change his mind, and maybe I'm not gonna change my mind, but
I mean, I don't think it's a necessity, like, to the way society makes it seem like, you know how society is today, where it's like, oh, if, let's say, for example, you're walking, you see a guy and girl, automatically you assume they're dating, like, they're having sex, they're a couple, when in actuality they could be friends, they could be brother and sister. Like, you never know what the relationship is. So for me, when I say it's a necessity, I don't mean it to the point where, like, oh, we need to have sex in order to be a great couple. Nah, there's great couples that probably never had sex before. But I feel like, especially for relationships, I'm not talking about friendships. Obviously, friendships, brother and sisters, that's fucking weird. But like, I don't think friendships need sex, obviously, because it's a friendship. Like, you know, in a friendship, that means, okay, we're close, but we're not as close as in boyfriend, girlfriend. Like, obviously, I'm gonna do different shit with my girlfriend as I do with my friends. I feel it's important to have sex, but not to the point where it's like, oh, sex gotta be number one. Only because hormones come into play. Like, that's a big thing for me. Yes, I love energy, I love having a vibe, but I feel like at a certain point, there comes a time where either the woman or a man, you know, wants to get something off. Like, people feel like sex is like a physical thing. I think of it more as like a mental thing. I think it's in a like a sciencey kind of way. It's like, yo, there come a certain point where it's like, yo, you feel that energy, you want to get something off, and like it just happens. So I don't feel like it's needed like 5 times a week or like every day, or like you have to have sex in a relationship. But I feel like at a certain point in time throughout that relationship, you're gonna want to have to get it out. That's why people are so like jumpy on the whole virginity topic. Like when somebody says they're a virgin,
funny.
it's like people automatically say, oh my God, like that's the worst thing in the world. What are you doing? Like, you haven't had sex yet? It's like, nah, they probably either waiting for the right person, they're probably religious, and you know, their religion probably restricts them from doing it at a certain time. You know, even virgins could attest to this. Like, yo, there's certain times where it's like, you just be laying there and it's like, damn, like the shit just pops in your mind. Like, it's not even like you want it to pop in your mind. It just happens. You're
you
like,
see something, shit. You hear something, you're like, damn.
You're like, damn, that person attractive. All of a sudden you get horny, like you start getting wet, your dick gets hard, like shit happens, you know what I mean? Like, but I think the way society like built it is like, we've enlarged it to something greater than what it is. Like, yeah, everybody gets horny. Yeah, people, I'm pretty sure everybody watches porn. But like, I feel like society made it to the point where we're asking this question today, like, is it important? Like, I think before, like, obviously sex was somewhat needed because that's how, you know, people are created. Like, sex is the factor in how babies are made, how humans are living today. You get what I'm saying? So it's like,
in the beginning of time, sex was there to just reproduce.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's needed to the point where, like, you know, people on social media are like bashing niggas if they're virgins at like 25. I'm not saying it's that needed. I'm saying to the point where, like, you know, 6 months in with your partner, you know, one night, y'all looking at each other, you like, damn, she look mad good, yo, he look mad good, and it's like,
oh, her nipples are showing.
Yeah, it's like you want to get that emotional nut, that scientific nut out of you, because it's like, yo, it's bothering you, like it's boiling up inside of you, and it's like, instead of, I don't know, it's like, what you gonna do? You gonna hold it out just because, you know, you don't have a vibe with that person? Like, nah, sometimes you just want to get it out because it's like, it's boiling up inside of you. And to be honest with you, sex is more than just, you know, sticking it in somebody and calling it a day. Like, nah, sometimes it helps with your mental. Like, if you're, you know, raging out or you got like a bunch of anger inside of you, sometimes sex helps with it. Or, I mean, I didn't research it. Like, I'm not no researcher, but I'm pretty sure like sex helps with mental health sometimes. Like, if you're depressed, sometimes sex will, you know, not fix it per se, but like kind of cover it. Like, so I don't know. I feel like it's not as important as, you know, society makes it to be today, but I think it's more like, you know, sometimes it's needed to just, you know, get it out of you, or like, you know, kind of bring an emotional attachment. Like, sometimes sex will bring an emotional attachment further than it already is. Like, if you know, you're emotionally vibing with somebody, you feel the energy, and then you have sex, it's like, whoa, now you're more attached than you was before. So it's not needed to the point where society's making it, but I feel like it's...
I think sex, like, when it comes to, like, mentally, like, in terms of mentally with sex, like, it's a spiritual thing. Like, it's like you and whoever you're having sex with is supposed to, you guys have to spiritually connect with each other. Like, that's how your emotions, you know, get together. That's how you mentally get together. Like, that's how you're like, damn, like, how the fuck you knew that I wanted to do this? Because that, like, you learn to, you know, be one with that person. Like, that's what sex is, to be one with the person that you're with. It's like, in the beginning, man and woman was just created to have babies, like to reproduce, to create, you know, human, like mankind. After that, it was like, okay, now you got pleasure out of it. So it was like, oh, you know, like in certain cultures, you know, men have multiple wives. It's like, once you have a baby, that's it, it's clipped. Like, now you get another wife because, oh, they're younger. Yeah. And it's like, now, once you done having sex with them and you pleasure yourself, it's like, now they have a baby and you gotta have a next wife. Like, that was that. And then it's like, now women want to do the same thing. Now women feel like, oh, now they know how to, you know, how they feel about their body. Now they learn more about their body. Now they want the same thing, you know? So it's like, over time we develop these a sexual desire to want this, you know? At first it was just something to create. Now it's something that we want. because it's like now it feels good. Now we want it because it's like, oh, now this is making me feel good. This is making me stress free. This is making me feel, you know, at peace. Like it's a desire. It's something that we want to have because we want to do it. So it's like, it's a desire. Back to my desire. So now we're gonna go back to the cards. And I was like, well, I asked, what did you think sex was? Was it a desire or a necessity? So what did you write on the card?
It kind of got scratched out, but I said both.
Okay, so now what do you think? Do you still agree, or do you think it's desire or necessity?
Yeah, I'm still standing. I'm not standing on both per se. I'm kind of leaning more on Serena's point now, but yeah, my foot is still on. Like,
it's still on the line. It's still like.
Or you know what? Okay. I say it's a desire, but I feel like necessity isn't the right word for that. I feel like it's needed. Yeah. Like I don't think it's a necessity at all. I think it's more needed in a sense. Like it's not necessary to have sex with your partner, but it's needed. Like so, I guess yeah. Like my foot is on the needed side, but I'm 98% on desire. So. Yeah.
Okay, so the 3 things that we wrote. What was this about again? Did I said? Oh, what detaches us? Okay, my bad, guys, my bad. So this is a good exercise so that you guys could also know, you know, where you guys stand, you know, as individuals. Because it's like, you never know. Like, you might be like, oh, you know, I'm emotionally attached to people, or you're detached from people. Like, it depends on, each person is different, you know. Like I said before, it's more likely that a man is detached than a woman. A woman can be detached, but she has to know where she stands as an individual, as a woman, because women, you know, their bodies are different from a man, you know. Right. So it's like, you have to understand like where she stands with her sexuality and where a man's gonna stand with his sexuality. It's very different. The first question was, what attracts us to this person that's like, yeah, we're gonna have sex with them. I wrote a nice body and built.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking a nice body, like, if you got a nice body, yo, immediately I'm staring at you.
If you got a nice body, like, if you, like, built and you, like, strong and shit, and you... If you got tattoos, I should have wrote that, I forgot about that. If you got tattoos, like, shit. Let me stop. All right, so what is something that you wouldn't do during sex that you don't like? I don't know what the question was. It was something about sex when you detach, but it's like what you wouldn't do with something. Let's just go with what we do during sex that we don't do or don't do. You can do or don't do, because I did don't. So if you wrote do, it's okay. Like do when you're detached that you don't do. I don't do this with both, but sometimes I do when I'm like emotionally attached. But I just don't like this. Like this just irks my soul. So I wrote talk. Like when you talk and we having sex, that shit blows mine. Like that shit be blowing my, like when I'm with I be like, listen. I be like, listen, I need you to shut up because I'm not trying to hear you right now. Like I just I'm mean, I'm sorry, like I'm mean.
Oh, so I know my fellas gonna get mad, but I say get head. Here's my thing. When I'm detached, like I don't mind it. Like you give me head, I give you head, cool. If I'm emotionally attached to you, like if you like my partner, like and I actually, you know, want to pursue something other than just sex, like I kind of don't want you to give me head. And
why?
I know.
That's so weird.
It sounds so weird, but like I was listening to a podcast, or like it was an interview a while ago. It was like Gucci or some shit, and he was like, "Yo, like me and my wife, like even before I proposed, I never asked her to give me head. Like she's never given me head, and the reason why is because that moment when she's giving you head, when you look down, it kind of looked like she's worthless or some shit. I forgot how it went, but like it makes her look less worthy than what she is, because you know how guys are like, oh, I want to treat her like a queen, so like queens wouldn't be on their knees and shit doing all that. So I don't know, I kind of took that.
Damn, why she gotta be on her knees? She can't be laying down in the bed with you, like.
But I don't know, for me, like I'm not saying I wouldn't like get head from my partner, like of course I would, but it's just the initial like
It wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna jump on it. Like, oh yeah, like.
I wouldn't want you to jump on it. I would want it to like, all right.
If it happened, it happened. Like.
Yeah, like we ease into it, but I wouldn't want to like on the first initial, like let's say we talking and then the first month of us going out, like the first time we have sex, boom, like you give me head. It's like, nah, bro, like not saying that I don't want you to do it. Obviously, of course, who wouldn't enjoy head, but it's just, I don't know, for me, like I would kind of.
That's funny.
Yeah, I would. I mean, of course, I'll give you head any time of the day. But, you feel me? I would kind of have to ease into you giving me head in a sense, because it I don't know. Like Gucci fucked my head up a little bit.
I could see.
Because I don't know, that's weird. That's weird as hell. Before Gucci, I was all for that, but I don't know. Now I kind of view it a little different. But if you want to give me head though, I'm cool. It's just not at the initial moment.
So the last one was at the end, after all of this, what you want? Like you wanted to continue or you wanted to stop? Like, so I wrote, it doesn't matter. I was like, well, it doesn't matter because it depends on the person. Like, if it's like you giving it to me nice and like I like it, then cool. But if it's like, but I mean, I went back to somebody and like they was trash and I just went because like they was there, so I was like, damn. So I think that, you know, it doesn't matter because it's like, it's either I'm gonna go back to you because I want to, or I'm just gonna leave you alone because I wasn't interested. I just was like, oh yeah, this is that. All
right, so at first I said that's it, but then I changed it to it depends. Kind of to what Serena was saying, like it depends on the person, or it depends on what mood I'm on. Like if I'm on the mood of like, yo, I just had a long-term relationship, I just broke with this person, like it's over, and I'm just looking to, you know, like I'm not really looking to attach myself to anybody else. Like then yeah, it's gonna be on some like, all right, I got it off, that's it, I'm out. But if I'm like really feeling you, like, and the shit good, and it's like okay, like I like the vibe, I like the energy, like then yeah, I'm gonna let it continue. I'm gonna let it build up to, you know, potentially a relationship. Or if it doesn't happen to a relationship, that's cool too. But I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling, and it depends on how the shit went. So if the sex was bad, just know I'm.
Yeah, if the sex is trash, like I don't know. I'm a W. I might act like it was nice so that you could feel good, but it's trash. But
nah, usually like if it's bad, like I've had bad sex before. I don't know. I don't necessarily dub the person. I just be like if they try it again, I'm just like, nah, I'm busy. You know, I got shit to do. And then I think after a while they kind of get.
You gotta keep dubbing them, and then they understand. They be like, yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna stop and try somebody else, cause
like, come on, bro. Like,
you can't teach everybody.
Yeah, put two and two together. Like, if I'm constantly dubbing sex, like, who dubs sex all the time? Like, that don't make sense. If I'm constantly dubbing,
that means you was trash. Like, you was trash. You need to go fuck somebody else's life up because it's not me. It's not me. So I think that we answered the question that we wanted to answer. I believe so. If you think that, just tell us what side you think that you on, because if sex is a desire or it's a need, necessity, like in that, like just if you on my side or you on his side, because I think I'm right. So I'm sorry guys, I look like a Dominican because I got my hair done. So but what was I about to say? Oh, I think that's it though. So we have some updates. One in particular is something that I posted, and I was like, if you guys are a designer, if you guys want us to, you know, wear your clothes, you can send it to us, you know, DM us, and then you can talk to us, tell us how to get it to us, and you know, so forth. We'll wear it on the show, we'll shout you out. If you want to come on the show too, you can let us know. We have dates available still, so let us know. Just know the dates will probably be in October. Like, we still have dates in October. All of September is booked. We have dates in October and on, so make sure you get to us. We're gonna be lit.
Oh, somebody asked me this like 2-3 days ago. The shirts that we wear on the show, the one that Gio makes, is actually not for sale. Like somebody was asking me like, oh, could I buy a shirt?
Oh wow. Oh shit.
Yeah. We don't personally sell it. Like obviously we're still, you know, working on the whole website and everything. But as of right now, we're not selling the shirt. It's more like we asked Gio
to do it for us.
And then we wear it.
Yeah. So once we do get the website up, you know, and do that, like we'll probably do like an order where like we can get you the shirt. But you have to give us some time for that because, you know, we're still figuring out our lives right now. So, but I like that. You guys want to buy a shirt? I'm so excited. But stay tuned, yeah, because when you see our hoodies, you gotta let us know if you like that too, because it's gonna be fire. Like,
Right.
yeah, okay.
Oh, y'all can check out last episode too, episode 1.
Oh yeah, check out episode 1. We talking about titles. What was it? Titles, stress, and being in love. Check that out because that was a nice one. I think I'm gonna start giving y'all nice topics like that for the first episodes because I feel like when we talk about 3 topics, I think that'd be like drawing y'all in because y'all like the virginity one. I know y'all like that one. That shit was nice, right? You know I be having nice shit for y'all. Don't play me. I'll be having nice topics for y'all. Just stay tuned for my little feature that I did on a podcast, like probably like end of the year. I think I don't even know when it's coming out, but stay tuned and check them out. It's called Deadbeat Baby Daddy Podcast. Sorry, it's just long. That's why I have to be like, it's Deadbeat Baby Daddy Podcast on Instagram, on all of that. Like, it's really good. Check it out. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's good.
Oh, and yeah, y'all can check out the feature I did on a podcast, Spark the Convo podcast.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, with Loco and AD and Monty. Yeah. So yeah, I was on an episode. They asked me to come. I did. Shout out They Need to Know too on there. So yeah, y'all can check out. What episode was it? It came out already, but it's an episode in there. But y'all can check it out. So. But until next episode, you guys can follow me at _WeWantMore on Instagram and Twitter.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Read the Host. And make sure you follow the Wonderful Shows page on Instagram and Twitter at TTK Show. As always, guys, make sure you like, you comment, you share, subscribe. Bye, guys.